Hey Hunters, Halo here for another D&D 5.5 preview of the 2024 class updates. So, for those who don't know, D&D 5.5 is my full kind of rework of D&D 5e. I've been working on it for years, and now I'm updating it to kind of follow closely with the 2024 rules, though with varying degrees of differences off of them. So as we'll see here, there is plenty of different stuff to talk about. But there's also a lot brought over that is coming in. Regardless, let's get started with this one. So right off the bat, we'll see that spellcasting is now baseline to Paladin. They also get weapon mastery baseline. They have their Sacred Oath. They have fighting styles. You get 3 features from that, so Sacred Oath is now at first level. As this was one of the big ones of, yeah, no, you have the oath that makes you a paladin from the beginning. You know, that whole big thing of your character's theme and flavor. You start with that. There's no, well, for 2 levels, you're just not the full one yet. It's kind of stupid and even dumber in 2024 because they added it to the 2 classes that break even more than Paladin and Artificer. But anyway, they also have Lay on Hands. That's it. That's all you get. Now you do also have spells prepared. So you go from 3 to 16 now, and you get 2 spells prepared each time you gain a new rank of spells available to you. Just so you have more uses per day. More to choose from at that level. And I'm also going to be doing this for all the classes now, which is going to be a fun thing to do. They do get a worse weapon mastery, though, as we'll see. If you haven't already seen it, weapon mastery is very different, even from what I showed off previously. But they do not gain exploits, as we'll see. Second level, you have Channel Divinity, which is now available from 2nd level onwards. So you get it earlier. You also have Paladin Smite at this level. And we'll see that actually goes into Channel Divinity. 3rd level, we get an additional spell prepared. And also you start with 2 Channel Divinities. You regain 1 to short rest, all with long rest. 3rd level is an Oath feature and Divine Health. Also, there is technically an Oath feature at 2nd, but it is a weird asterisk of it's really part of Paladin Smite. So Divine Health is actually back. It's not the same, but it's there. Then at 4th level, ASI and Feet. That's it. 5th level, you get extra attack. And you have Faithful Steed. So that is still around. Though it has been modified a bit. 6th level, you have an Oath feature, Paladin's Aura. So you will notice Aura of Protection and the Oath feature have been swapped. So you start with the Oath Aura and then get Aura of Protection. And Paladin's Aura is just my way of putting all the Aura rules in one place, rather than having it all keyed off Aura Protection. I might revert this, but we'll see. You also get the Fighting Style Adept here. Also at 5th level, you got 6 spells prepared. Then at 7th, we have Aura of Protection, an extra use of Channel Divinity, and a 7th prepared spell. We also get Lesser Cleansing Touch, which, as a slight spoiler alert, you might be able to guess that it's basically lesser restoration in a way. But you also get Divine Dedication, which is just a fluff feature, but you'll see. 8th level, just ASI and Feet. That's it. 9th level, you get 9 spells prepared, and you have Abjure Foes now. 10th level, we have Aura of Courage and an Oath feature. 11th, you have a 10th spell prepared, and you gain Radiant Strikes, which is very different. And I'm sorry, Paladin lovers, it has been nerfed. Actually, there's plenty of Paladin nerfs here to kind of to further refine the power from the transition. 12th level, ASI and feet. That's what you'd expect. 13th, though, you get 12 spells prepared, and you have Paladin's Communion, which is just a simple effect that kind of goes in with the Warlock's Contact Patron. You do get it later, but you do get it earlier than you theoretically should, but it does work in a special way. 14th level, you have 4 Channel Divinity uses, and you gain an Oath feature and Fighting Style Master. 15th level, you have 13 spells prepared, and you gain access to Greater Cleansing Touch, which just think Greater Restoration. So basically, Cleansing Touch has been split into 2 features, so you get the Lesser and then the Greater later. 16th, ASI and a feat, so you expect. 17th level, you have 15 spells prepared, and you gain Reviving Touch, which is basically a Revivify with Lay on Hands. You also have Empowered Aura still at 18th level, but rather than just expanding your aura, this actually gives bonus effects to all of them. Though, as you'll notice, this kind of just translates into, at least for base Paladin, you work like an 18th level Paladin's aura did by default, but the point is you get an aura upgrade here now. 19th, 16 spells prepared, ASI and a feat. 20th, though, you have an Oath feature and the new Divine Champion. Though I will put quotation marks on the new, as basically Divine Champion is all the 20th level Oath features codified into one feature with a set of base effects that are always active, as we will see. HP, just like Fire, you have D10 hit dice per level, 6 plus con HP per level, except at first level where you get 10 plus con score. Also, your armor proficiencies, you get light, medium, heavy, and shields. You also get a simple and martial weapon. Currently, no tool. I might add one to them. They also have wisdom and charisma saving throws, and their skills, they get to pick 2 between animal handling, athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion. I could also make that a pick 3, but I don't know. Spellcasting. So, use charisma for your spellcasting ability score. You also have a holy symbol as your focus. But you also have spells prepared. And when you finish a long rest, you can choose up to half your charisma modifier spells and prepare a different spell in their place. So something I want to experiment with is that instead of just always changing one spell as a half caster, you get to change half your spell mod spells. But for full casters that prepare spells, I want to kind of experiment with 1 plus your spell mod spells prepared that you swap out each day. Just to make it where it's a bit more limited, but it's not like just 1 per day. You have a few, but then the spell slots pretty much as it was in 2024. Weapon Mastery, you only get stances, but this replaces your cantrips. So how stances work is at the start of your turn, whenever you would make your first weapon attack, you choose a stance to enter, and you're in that stance for all attacks on your turn. So basically, it's what the Weapon Masteries of 2024 have become. You just don't get the daily part as you have spellcasting instead. Your features, Sacred Oath is your subclass. Fighting Style, you have access to Archery, which is a new choice added on. Dueling, Great Weapon, Long Arm, 2-weapon, Protection, Defense, and Battlecaster for Cleric, as well as Blind Fighting. I might also give them... Yeah, I am going to get them thrown weapon. So you can just hurl javelins and stuff if you want to. Stuff like that. First level, you get lay on hands as well. Full HP, hold a 5 times paladin level as you expect. And as a bonus action, you touch yourself or a creature 5 feet of you and expend any number of HP in the pool. Heal them that much HP. Or instead of, you can spend 5 HP to cure a disease or neutralize one poison. Affecting the target. I also forgot I was going to add. Or remove the poisoned condition. So if they have the poison condition, boom, you remove it. So that's how it is. Second level, you have Channel Divinity. So you have two uses of Channel Divinity, which you use for various abilities, including the following two, which we're going to see in a moment. There, just rewrote that a bit. One use is regained with a short rest, all of them with a long rest. And if they use a saving throw, it's your spell save DC. Now, the two you have is Divine Sense, just like 2024. So as a bonus action, expend a Channel Divinity. For the next minute, you know the location of Celestials, Fiends, and Undead within 60 feet of you. You know what the type is, but not the identity. In same radius, you detect any object that's been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hollow spell. Ninth level, the duration is up to 10 minutes instead of 1 minute. Then you have Harness Divine Power. Real quickly, I'm actually going to talk about Paladin Smite, which is very different. So you always have Divine Smite prepared, and it doesn't count against Paladin spells prepared. You also choose the damage type of the spell when you finish a long rest, picking from a list of extra types determined by your oath. Now, before you wonder, wait, where'd the extra uses go? That is part of Harness Divine Power, which is now a Channel Divinity. When you could cast Divine Smite, you may expend a Channel Divinity and use Channel Divinity and cast Divine Smite at first rank without expending a spell slot. 5th level, it becomes a 2nd rank spell this way. 9th level, it's 3rd rank. 13th, it's 4th rank. And 17th, it is 5th rank. So basically, you get a scaling Divine Smite as a Channel Divinity. So you get to use it more often. That's why I also slightly increased the number of Channel Divinities you get, as Divine Smite's now tied to it. Speaking of Divine Smite, that has actually been changed. Though I might actually change it to be a bonus action as well with the other Smite spells. But as of now, this is Divine Smite, so it's exclusive to Paladin. It's currently listed as a new spell, even though it's actually going to be a reworked spell. But, oh well. So it's an evocation spell. It is has the variable and smite tags. So it is part of the smite spell rules. It is a free action whenever damage a creature with a weapon attack. Also, as a part of the smite rules, you can only use one smite per turn. So per round, you can only use one smite. That's it. You get one smite per round. But only has a verbal component. Instantaneous. Deal plus 2d8 extra damage to the chosen type. So when you prepare spells, choose Necrotic or Radiant, or a type of your Sacred Oath. So you prepare which type you do. And the extra damage of this is of that type. And you deal plus 1d8 extra damage if the target is Celestial, Fiend, or Undead. Now there are two partner spells, which are going to be available to the Ranger and the new Mistblade, who's basically the Arcane Halfcaster. And they will have an equivalent of this with different types. Different ways they choose the damage type, as well as different targets they affect better. For example, Rangers, it's beasts, dragons, and plants. Because of course they do. But when you upcast it, plus 1d8 damage per slot level, max of plus 48 for 68 total base damage, not including the extra damage on Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. And Celestial was added mostly as a thematic thing of, well, what if you're an evil paladin? Why would you be good against Fiends? So I've also added Celestials where you're more effective against the agents of the deities and divine beings and stuff. But that is your channeled Harness Divine Power. Actually, I'm going to rename this to Channeled Smite. So yeah, you have... so it does compete with other stuff, but you have free uses of it each day. Then at Divine Health at 3rd level, you just have resistance to necrotic, poison, and radiant damage. Simple as that. 5th level, you have extra attack. When you take that action, make 2 attacks instead of just 1. Just as it was before. Faithful Steed at 5th level. You always have Fine Steed prepared. And you can cast it 2nd rank without a spell slot, but you have to finish a long rest before you cast it that way again. And at 9th level, it's cast at 3rd rank. 13th, 4th rank. 17th is 5th rank. Also, creatures you summon with Fine Steed have 10 additional HP, plus 2 AC, and add plus prof to your to their perception, and are always considered to be in your paladin's aura, even if they are not currently in it. So that is something that all paladin summons will have, is they're just under the effect of your aura, even if they're not inside of it. So just a little buff of, hey, you have these buffs. It has them all the time. Paladin's aura, meanwhile, this is just how you create it. So as a bonus action, you can create aura that affects you and any creatures in 50 feet of you. It's considered magical and can be dispelled and lasts until you fall unconscious, die, or end it early as a free action. It doesn't extend behind full cover, but affects any creatures of your choice you're aware of. Each aura only affects the creatures in the aura you want it to, choosing targets separately for each. So if you have a positive aura, then you can choose your allies, but if you also have a negative aura, you can choose only your enemies. Is basically what it's saying. 7th level, Aura of Protection. Your Paladin's aura can grant creatures of your choice plus half charisma modifier bonus to all non-death saving throws while in the aura. At 18th level, the bonus becomes plus charisma instead. So it is nerfed, but to be fair, it is kind of crazy at times. Also, you can be affected by your Paladin's aura as well. As Aura of Protection is just, yeah, you have stupid save bonuses, so it has been nerfed, but to be honest, kind of fair. 7th level also has Lesser Restoring Touch, where whenever you use Lay on Hands, you can expend 10 of the HP to clear one of the following conditions: blinded, dazed, deafened, or paralyzed, aka anything Lesser Restoration can heal except poisoned, because that's just part of Lay on Hands normally. And last but not least, for 7th level, is Divine Dedication. Basically, almost all magic can't change your alignment. Only Wish in the deck of many things can alter it without your approval. You can still choose to change it yourself as normal, so if you do certain things, it still changes, but you cannot magically be changed in alignment. 9th level also brings Abjure Foes still. So as a standard action, spend a Channel Divinity to choose charisma creatures in 60 feet of you, which must make a Wiz save or be dazed and frightened of you for 1 minute, or until it takes damage. And dazed is the same effect that it has, it's just now named as dazed, where it has to choose a between standard move and bonus action. I'm also going to highlight that as it's supposed to be. Aura of Courage at 10th level. Paladin's aura now grants creatures of your choice advantage on saving throws against being frightened while in the aura. At 18th level, it's instead immunity to being frightened. So once again, kind of nerfed, but so it's not straight up immunity. It, at least until 18th level, but it is still powerful. It's just, it's not, oh yeah, Frightens are totally shut down until like the late levels. 11th, Radiant Strikes. Instead of what it did before, which was kind of stupid of just, oh yeah, here's extra damage for a class that doesn't need it to be good. Whenever you choose Divine Smite's damage type, you can choose 2 damage types, and Divine Smite can deal either type of damage for that day. In addition, you learn the Divine Weapon Mastery stance, and you can enter it in one other stance of your choice instead of entering only one stance. So what the Divine Weapon Mastery stance does, it basically just lets you use the Divine Smite damage type you've chosen with your weapon attack. So it's a small bonus, but you always have it active now, so you're always able to get around resistances and immunities that way, and can stack it with other stances. So then 13th, Paladin's Commune, you always have the Commune spell prepared, even though you can't technically cast it with spell slots yet. It doesn't count against your Paladin spells prepared, and once per day, you can cast it as a ritual with the normal casting time. So you do have you cast it as a ritual, but for the minute cast time. Then 15th, Greater Restoring Touch. When you use Lay on Hands, you can expend 15 of the HP to clear one of the following conditions: Charmed, Frightened, Petrified, or Stunned. So basically, you just get a greater restoration of sorts. Then 17th has Reviving Touch. Whenever you use Lay on Hands, you can expend 50 of the HP and a diamond worth at least 300 gold pieces, as Revivify has, to revive a dead creature that died within the last hour with 10 HP plus any extra HP spent as part of this Lay on Hands. So, for example, you could spend 55 Lay on Hands HP, and you would heal them for 5 HP after restoring them to 10. Can't revive creatures that died of old age, just as Revivify, and it can't restore body parts unless you have that part in 5 feet of the target, and you spend an extra 5 HP per missing body part to reattach. So, let's say they lost a leg, but you have that leg right there. You can spend 55 HP to restore them to 10 HP and give them their leg back. So I kind of added that as a fun thing of, yeah, you can reattach body parts, you just have to have it there with you. So if someone, like, let's say a Hydra bit somebody's leg off and they died, unless you're like, and like it dissolved the leg, let's say, and digested it and it's gone forever, you can't restore that leg. But if you have the leg, if it was just like severed by an axe or something, you can give them their leg back. You just have to spend more HP for it. 18th level, Empowered Aura. Your Paladin's Aura is now 30 feet instead of 15, and your aura effects upgrade in some way. I might just have that baked into this stuff, but not well. 20th level, Divine Champion. As a free action at the start of your turn, you can choose to transform into a Divine Champion for up to 10 minutes, ending early if you drop to 0 HP, or you end it as a free action. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, or expend a 5th rank spell slot to use it again. While active, you get Weapons of Conviction, which adds plus half charisma rounded up to weapon attack rolls, and plus charisma to weapon damage rolls, and you have the Shielding Aura. You and creatures of your choice in your Paladin's Aura have plus charisma to AC. And you also have Oath Embodied, which is just the extra effects based on your oath. And speaking of oaths, there are 4. The Oath of Devotion, Ancients, Vengeance, and Shadows, replacing Oath of Glory. As for what Oath of Shadows is, it's kind of new, but it is specifically the replacement to Oathbreaker. So it has been given a facelift, and is now a default oath. And another side note, that for when I make the actual book, I will have guidelines to playing good and evil versions of each oath. So there is the option to be an evil Oath of Devotion paladin, but also a good version of Oath of Shadows. Since it's not explicitly evil and also isn't going to be quite as stupid with some of the stuff that it did. Since Oathbreaker was kind of stupid at times, especially if you were fighting against undead for some reason because you didn't want your aura to work. But we'll get to that in a moment. Oath of Devotion, meanwhile, at first level, they have Oath Spells and Devoted Guard. Second, choose your Divine Smite Energy. Third, you have Sacred Weapon, which is your Channel Divinity. Sixth, you have Aura of Devotion. 10th, Radiant Glory. 14th, Protecting Smite. And 20th, Holy Nimbus. So your Oath spells for Oath of Devotion: Protection from Good and Evil and Shield of Faith at first rank. 5th rank gives Warding Bond and Zone of Truth. 9th has Beacon of Hope and Life Transference. 13th has Fire Shield and Guardian of Faith, which, by the way, is actually worth casting now. You're welcome. And 17th is completely different with Dawn and Wall of Light. Also, at first rank, we have Devoted Guard, which gives you the Light cantrip. Also, you're able to use Lay on Hands on people up to 15 feet away from you. But at 18th level, this extends to 30 feet just as your Paladin aura extends. So, yeah, you do actually get a basic passive now from your Oath. Yeah, that's just, it's one of those things of, why didn't they get this? I don't know, but you have it now. So Oath of Devotion is better at using Lay on Hands, or at least the default version of Lay on Hands. Then their Divine Smite Energy. Their additional 3 damage types, as currently these all choose 3 other damage types. Devotion has Fire, Lightning, and Thunder damage. Then at 3rd level, they have Sacred Weapon. So as part of the attack action, you can expend a Channel Divinity to imbue a weapon that you're holding. But you can choose 2 if you're wielding 2 weapons you can dual wield. So if you're 2-weapon fighting style, you can make both of them a Sacred Weapon. And for up to 10 minutes, you add plus half Charisma modifier rounded up to attack rolls made with the weapon. And it deals Radiant Fire, Lightning, or Thunder damage in addition to its normal types. It also emits Bright Light in 20 feet, Dim Light 20 feet beyond that. If it's not already magical, it's magical. Get an effect on your turn as a free action if you're no longer holding or carrying the weapon, or if you fall unconscious, effect ends. So it has been slightly nerfed where it's not as big of an attack roll bonus, but you do also get other damage types now that you can choose to do, and it still makes light, so it is there. Like, it's slightly nerfed, but you get more out of it. It's some slight buffs to it as well. Actually, I'm going to add and damage rolls. So yeah, basically, the effect is smaller, but you also get damage rolls instead of just attack roll bonuses. Aura of Devotion, pretty much like Aura of Courage, it is now creatures in your Paladin's aura have advantage against being charmed until 18th level, when it becomes immunity to being charmed. Then 10th, Radiant Glory. You can heal any number of creatures at once with Lay on Hands as a standard action. So basically, you can use Lay on Hands as a standard action and heal any number of creatures in 15 feet of you or 30 feet at 18th level. But you expend HP for each separately, so you might heal like 5 people for 10 HP, but you have to spend all 50 of your HP at 10th level to use Radiant Glory. Then at 14th, we have Protecting Smite. When you cast a spell with a Smite tag, so not just Divine Smite, this could even hypothetically apply if you were to, say, cast Essence Slam or Leeching Smite. So that one kind of silly. Or even Predator Strike. And Essence Slam and Predator Strike are for Mistblade and Rangers, respectively. So it also triggers on those spells. But your Paladin's Aura also grants half cover to creature of your choice until the start of your next turn. So basically, give people a cover bonus. Then at 20th, Holy Nimbus. While Divine Champion's active, gain the following bonuses. You have a Sunlight Aura. Your Paladin's Aura emits bright light that counts as sunlight and dim light 30 feet beyond that. It's pretty much what it does right now, but you also get dim light beyond it. Radiant Storm. When a creature starts its turn in your Paladin's Aura, deal plus the proficiency bonus plus charisma modifier, fire, radiant, lightning, and thunder damage to them. And Holy Warding. You have advantage on any saving throws against effects or spells from celestial, fiends, and undead. Basically, anything you deal more damage to with Divine Smite, you have advantage on saving throws against their effects. And that is while you're in Divine Champion form. Then the Oath of Ancients. So first level, you have... What the... I have derped this so much. Okay, excuse this. Only now that I realize just how messed up this is. There we go. Now it's right. Okay. No. 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 Okay, so first rank level, we get Oath Spells and Ancient's Gift. 2, Divine Smite. 3, Nature's Wrath. 6, Aura of Warding. 10, Ancient's Blessing. 14th, Undying Sentinel. And 20th, Elder Champion. So our Oath spells this time are first rank, Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals. 5th rank, Misty Step and Moonbeam. 9th is rank out of the... So then 9th, we get Plant Growth and Water Walk. 13th, we get Guardian Nature and Stone Skin. And 17th is Tree Stride and Wrath of Nature. An Ancient's Gift. You learn Dancing Light and 1 additional Druid cantrip of your choice. To count as Paladin spells for you. You also gain proficiency in one of the following skills between Animal Handling, Nature, or Survival. So you just get a nature-themed skill proficiency. Then your Divine Smite energy at 2nd level are going to be Cold, Fire, or Lightning. So you get to choose an elemental damage type. 3rd level, we get Nature's Wrath. So as a bonus action, you expend a Channel Divinity to cause spectral vines to spring up and grasp up to charisma creatures within 15 feet of you. You can see. Must make a strength save or take charisma d6 bludgeoning and piercing damage and be restrained for 1 minute. So it also does damage now, by the way. While restrained by the vines, creature repeats the saving throw at end of its turn. On a success, frees itself and vines vanish. 18th level, target creatures in 30 feet of you. So this now has a range equal to your aura's range. So, yeah, it's pretty much what it was, but its targets is limited, but you get to do D6, a bunch of D6 damage to them. 6th level, Aura of Warding. Paladin's Aura can cause creatures of your choice to take minus charisma energy damage while in the aura. And 18th level, the resistance to all energy damage. It's instead resistance if the damage is greater than twice your charisma modifier, aka if resistance would actually be better than it. So when you have +5 charisma, let's say, if it's greater than, like if they take 12 energy damage, then they get resistance, so it's actually relevant. But if they only took like 5 damage, well, instead of resistance, you still use the minus charisma energy damage. And also, energy damage is anything except bludgeoning, bleeding, piercing, and slashing. 10th level, Ancient's Blessing. Whenever you cast a spell with the Smite tag, a creature in your Paladin's Aura regains Charisma HP plus 1d4 per rank of the spell slot used. So if you cast first rank Divine Smite, it'll be 1d4 plus Charisma HP healed. But if you cast, say, Banishing Smite, it's going to be 5d4 plus Charisma HP healed. So it's kind of weaker than Healing Word is, but that's kind of by design. It's like you smite and heal somebody. 14th level, we have Undying Sentinel. Whenever you're reduced to 0 HP and aren't killed outright, choose to drop to 1 HP instead, then regain 3 times Paladin level HP. And once used, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, and you no longer visibly age and can't be aged magically. Yada, yada, yada. Basically fluff stuff, plus the revive. Elder Champion, meanwhile, you have regeneration, so you regain 10 HP at the start of your turn. You have swift spells, so Paladin spells that are normally cast as a standard action can be cast as a bonus action. If you normally cast it as a bonus action, it can be cast as a free action. But only one can be cast that way this turn. Or each turn. Then Divinish Defiance. Creatures of your choice in the Paladin's aura have disadvantage against saving throws using your spell DC, aka spells and Channel Divinity. So you get to have fun with stuff like Nature's Wrath, as now they have disadvantage on it. Then next we have Oath of Vengeance. So first level we get Oath spells and Avenger's Wrath, then Divine Smite Energy at 2nd, Vow of Enmity at 3rd, Aura of Wrath at 6th. So they now have an aura, actually. That's right. The one oath that doesn't have an aura actually gets an aura. 10th is now Relentless Avenger. 14th is Soul of Vengeance, and 20th is Avenging Angel. Their oath spells, these now include Bane and Zephyr Strike at 1st rank. 2nd rank, they have Hold Person and Mind Spike. 3rd rank is going to be Slow and Thunderstep. 4th is Banishment and Sickening Radiance. And 17th is Hold Monster and Steel Wind Strike. Then Avenger's Wrath. You learn a cleric cantrip of your choice and one of the following cantrips: Acid Fang, Chill Touch, Produce Flame, Ray of Frost, or Sun Ray. So basically you get a damaging cantrip of your choice you can use. It's either going to be an acid one, which this is actually from Khan's Guide to Tarkir, or Khan/Dragon Guide to Tarkir. So that's the acid one. The necrotic one is Chill Touch. Fire is Produce Flame. Cold is Ray of Frost. And then Sun Ray is Radiant. And that is also from Khan/Dragon's Guide to Tarkir. And also a fun story with this one. Basically, this was kind of a similar idea of, what if I made a Radiant attack roll spell for Cleric? And then they added a Radiant attack roll spell, but then didn't add it to Cleric in Starry Wisp. But Homebrew, I actually would say that, yeah, no, Starry Wisp is on the Cleric list. Divine Smite Energy, meanwhile, you can choose Acid, Cold, or Fire damage. So note that in addition to Radiant and Necrotic, these are all the cantrips. So the cantrips are also tied into what damage types you can choose. Then we have Vow of Enmity. So as part of the attack action, spend a Channel Divinity and utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see 30 feet of you. Using Channel Divinity, gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 10 minutes or until it drops to 0 HP or falls unconscious. After it dies, you can use a free action to designate a new creature as having your vow of enmity for the remaining duration, so you can just move it around as you need to. 6th level, the new Aura of Wrath. Paladin's aura can cause creatures of your choice to deal plus charisma damage to targets that have damaged them since their last turn. At 18th level, the bonus is charisma is twice your charisma modifier. So basically, it's a simple like, oh yes, you encourage your allies to get revenge against those who harm them. It's just a thematic aura deal. Then Relentless Avenger. When you hit with an opportunity attack, you can move up to half speed immediately after the attack. Actually, going to call that a shift because that's what it is now. So that is just, shift is movement without provoking opportunity attacks. Shift half your speed immediately after attack and is part of the same reaction. So basically, you attack somebody with an opportunity attack, hit them, boom, I follow you. 14th, Soul of Vengeance. When a creature under the effect of your Abjure enemy, Mind Spike, or Vow of Enmity, so basically whenever you use one of the different effects, so this also targets more stuff. When Whenever they make attack, you can use your reaction to make a weapon attack against that creature if it is within your weapon's range or reach. So yeah, you just, hey, you made an attack? Okay, punish you. Then Avenging Angel at 20th level. I forgot to give these flavor names, but you have a fly speed. And the first time the creature enters your Paladin's aura or starts its turn there during a battle, succeed on a whiz save or become frightened of you for 1 minute until you takes any damage. And attack rolls against the frightened creature have advantage. Then once per round, you can use Divine Smite at first level without expending a spell slot. So yeah, you just get to spam Divine Smites as Oath of Vengeance now. But what of the Blackguards? Now under the Oath of Shadows. So at first level, they have 3 features actually. Oath spells, Hand of Death, and Sight and Shadows. Second level, you get Divine Smite Energy, as you always do. Third is going to be their Channel Divinity, which is Shroud of Shadow. So they have a completely new one, by the way. Mostly because I felt like the ones that existed before, neither really works. Then 6th, they have the Aura of Doom, which is a new one that's replacing Aura of Hate. 10th is Minion of Shadow. 14th is Blackguard's Vitality. And then 20th is Dreadlord. So you will notice a lot of their middle features have been completely reworked, but it is basically like this is Oathbreaker. It's just been modified. Your Oath spells at first rank, these are going to be Hellish Rebuke and the new Soul Strike spell, which for reference, Soul Strike, right here, it is a necromancy spell. It's a direct damage spell that targets someone in 9 feet of you as a standard action. But you can take 1d4 necrotic damage that can't be prevented or reduced in any way, and the target must make a con save, or take 2d8 necrotic damage plus twice the necrotic damage you took. It's half damage on a success. But basically you sacrifice HP and then do damage to somebody. And if this reduces you to 0 HP, the target has disadvantage on the saving throw and takes double the damage from it. And increase the damage you take at higher levels. So, yeah, basically just I sacrifice my health to harm you. And then 5th level, you get Darkness and Ray of Enfeeblement. 9th, Animate Dead and Bestow Curse. 13th is Blight and Shadow of Moil. 17th is now Contagion and Dance Macabre. So you get to summon undead now more often and stuff. Hand of Death. So once per round when you make a weapon attack, you can instead spend 5 or more of your Lay on Hands HP pool. And you can spend up to 10 times the highest rank of Paladin spell you can cast, with a minimum of 10 HP. So at first rank, so if you only have 4 first rank slots, you can only spend 10 HP, but if you have 5th rank slots, you can spend 50 HP. And you can force a creature in 15 feet of you to make a dex save, or take Charisma, Cold, Fire, Necrotic, or Poison damage, plus 1d10 for every 5 HP from Lay on Hands used to activate the ability. So you can use 5 or 10 HP to do 1d10 plus Charisma or 2d10 plus Charisma. And you can use Lay on Hands to heal undead creatures. And also that's obviously using your spell save DC. So yeah, just hey, you're not supposed to be some light healer guy. Because that's actually a pet peeve I've had of the Oathbreaker, is that for an evil paladin, they don't really they still have a lot of like support and healing stuff. So here it's like, oh yeah, Lay on Hands now has a darker purpose that you can use it for. Then Sight and Shadows, your other first level feature, Dark Vision 30 feet of you, and you you can see in magical darkness in that range. So if you already have dark vision, this still does something. Also, yes, this is a way to see through your own darkness. You're welcome. 18th level, dark vision extends out to 60 feet. Then your Divine Smite energies. This can either be cold, fire, or poison damage. Then 3rd level, you have Shroud of Shadow. As part of the attack action, you can expend a Channel Divinity to get 1d10 plus Paladin level temporary hit points. So basically a second wind of temporary hit points. And add plus half Charisma rounded up to weapon damage rolls till the start of your next turn. So do note this is... Actually, I'm going to... It's also 2 attack rolls and damage rolls. That might make this just flat plus Charisma. I don't know. I'll probably tweak this a bit more, but right now it's just, oh yeah, you have a bonus to attack and damage rolls when you activate it. And you get temporary points, of course. Then Aura of Doom. So whenever a bloodied creature in your Paladin's aura takes damage for the first time since the end of your last turn, you can make it take an extra 1d6 cold, fire, necrotic, or poison damage. And at 18th level, this becomes a d12 damage. So basically, creatures that are closer to death, you start nudging them closer and closer to death. And bloodied is below half HP, by the way. 10th level, Minion of Shadow. So as a standard action, you can summon a Spirit of Shadow that lasts for 10 minutes. It uses the statistics of either a Fiendish Spirit, Shadow Spirit, or Undead Spirit from the appropriate summon spell. And the spell rank is considered to be of the highest Paladin spell rank you can cast. So do note this does mean you're able to do Summon Fiend, even though you normally can't as a Paladin. You can use it through this. And you also have Summon Shadow Spawn and Undead available to you through this. They aren't on your Oath spells, but oh well. Doesn't matter. And you use this once per day. So once per day, you just get to cast one of these. Summon one. It only lasts 10 minutes, but it doesn't use concentration or require the material component. So do keep that in mind. You're just always able to summon in a minion to help you. 14th level, Blackguard's Vitality. Once per round, when you reduce a non-minion creature to 0 HP, or a non-minion creature in your Paladin's aura is reduced to 0 HP. By the way, minions are just a new type of creature that it only has 1 HP, doesn't take damage from missed attacks or successful saving throws. They're just here from 4th edition. And this ability does not trigger off of them, for good reason. But you regain 1d10 plus twice your Charisma modifier HP, and overhealing from the feature is converted to temporary hit points. So basically when stuff dies around you, or when you kill something, you just get healed. So it's kind of a dark healing type ability to help you keep going as a dark Paladin. Then 20th level, we have Dreadlord. While Divine Champion is active, you gain the following additional bonuses. Clawing Shadows, the end of your turn. The creature of your choice in your Paladin's aura must make a con save or take Charisma D10, Cold, Fire, Necrotic, and Poison damage. Half on a successful save. Doom Unleashed. Aura of Doom is now 2d12, Cold, Fire, Necrotic, and Poison damage. And Sight Obscured. So creatures of your choice in your Paladin's aura have minus half Charisma to perception checks, while other creatures of your choice in your Paladin's aura have plus half Charisma rounded up to stealth checks. So basically, it's kind of, if you have your stats right, which you definitely should, with plus 5 Charisma at this point, or actually you can have plus 6 to the Charisma if you want to at this point. You can actually have a straight up plus 6 bonus to stealth, essentially. Except it's like, oh yeah, enemies have minus 3 to perception, and your allies have plus 3 to stealth checks. So you can help your allies hide from enemies as you obscure their sight and such. So I kind of thought that was a fun thing of rather than just straight up adding charisma bonus to stealth checks, you instead also hinder your opponent's sight. As for the Paladin spell list, I have not touched this yet. However, the new spells they're going to get Sanctuary, Ensnaring Strike, Guiding Bolt, and Inflict Wounds. And, by the way, this is going to be the 2014 but modified Inflict Wounds. They also have Divine Smite, Leeching Smite, Soul Strike, and Sunblast as new spells, though Divine Smite is going to be in the default spells. But actually, there's not too much to talk about. There are going to be several new Smite spells, actually. They also have access to Drain Life. There's Sweeping Smite as a new one at 2nd rank. 3rd rank, they've got Arcing Smite and Sunbolt as new spells. You're also going to have Spirit Guardians now. Might regret that, but... well, actually, it's probably going to be a nerf version of Spirit Guardians, so don't worry about that. Then at 4th rank, they have Elemental Smite and Regeneration in Soul Burst, which is a sacrifice for an AoE around you. And at 5th level, you have Mass Shield of Faith. Also, you get Mass Cure Wounds now. But Mass Shield of Faith is just Shield of Faith on many people. It's ultimately nothing too crazy on spells yet. There might be more later. As I flesh out the new spells I'm adding. But without further ado, that has been the Paladin updated for 5.5 after 2024. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at my D&D 5.5 project as it is ever evolving. So now this is the 3rd warrior class update. Look forward to next week when I do another set of 3 classes. I think I'll do support classes next. So that is going to be the Bard, the Cleric, and the Druid. Though Druid, I may not be able to show everything because there is a big rework to Wild Shape. People who followed the D&D 2024 playtests, aka 1D&D playtests, you might actually guess where I'm going with this, especially if you look at my video talking about that. But anyway, without further ado, I'll see y'all next time. Halo Zoo, out.